Good morning, Miss. This is Moon Jong-hoo, and I'm going to talk about the introduction of this study. In 2019, coronavirus was started in Wuhan, China, and it had a great effect in the field of education. Schools and universities were closed due to the pandemic. And because of the pandemic, many schools and universities are conducting online classes, which instead of face-to-face class, which is offline class. And also it had problems, which is the etiquette of a virtual classroom, insufficient interaction between instructors and students, and lack of infrastructure. Students are reminded of the readiness of online learning as important problems. And here is our research questions. Number one, explore students' readiness of the various e-learning platform that the UNIMAS has deployed for its students during the COVID-19 pandemic. Number two, examine the challenges faced by students in the use of the e-learning platform during COVID-19. Number three, investigate the benefit of the use of e-learning platform at UNIMAS. Number four, identify the interconnectivity between student and lecturers of the use of e-learning platform. Number five, which is last of the question, examine the satisfaction of the online learning using e-learning platform.
Okay, my name is Nora Salsabila binti Cik Razali, metric number 68281. For the chapter 2, which is literature review, this chapter will discuss on the literature review about the university student readiness for online learning during the pandemic COVID-19. Okay, the Cambridge Advanced Learner Dictionary defines readiness as the willingness to prepare for anything or the state of be prepared for something. Preparedness is a phrase that is related to a readiness. However, experts use the term interchangeable. Preparedness is defined by the some dictionary as the former state of being prepared for a situation. Preparedness, according to this definition, combines both readiness and willingness. Around the world, the COVID-19 pandemic has prompted a rapid shift to online education. Adoption of e-learning system during a pandemic is a tough and time-consuming process that will continue after the pandemic is over. This is not the same as a routine move to e-learning and faculty developments that needs global collaboration, such as exchanging published information. The entire process of the transformation, including the actual conversion of each course in a situation in an institution, faculty training and faculty finalizing their course before moving to the new online environment is referred to as transition to e-learning. Next, the research by Allen and Sherman 2013 looked at online education, especially the expanding participation of masses open online courses (MOOCs) from the perspective of the institution rather than the student. The author of the research states that lack of faculty and employer acceptance, lack of student discipline, and low retention rates are the remaining obstacles to widespread acceptance of online education. Student retention in online program is especially important while talking about student certification with their online experience. Crescent 2013 proposed that if students were content with their online experience, they would be more likely to stay in program, reinforcing the instructor's role in providing a free online curriculum.
Assalamualaikum. Now we move on to chapter 3 of this study, that is the research methodology. First, the area of study. The study was carried out in Faculty of Cognitive Science and Human Development, FCSHD, Universiti Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS, Kota Samarahan. The rationale behind this choice is from the sense that FCSHD UNIMAS is where the HRD students come from. Hence, there is a possibility of obtaining all necessary and relevant data from the faculty. Next is research method. For this study, the research method used is the quantitative method. Next, the population of the study. The population of the study was about 50 respondents, which will include HRD students of FCSHD based in Unimas Kota Samarahan. Population of the study only focus on HRD students and not includes any other program students. Next, the sampling. The sampling technique that will be used in this study is random sampling technique. For data collection, in this study, questionnaire will be distributed through the social media that is WhatsApp as a way of data collection. Platform like WhatsApp group and WhatsApp status, it is the platform to put the link of the questionnaires for the respondents to complete it. These questionnaires will help to determine the students' readiness for online learning based on the answers. And next is for variable measurements. For the variable measurements, Likert scale will be used. That is with 5 statements. First, strongly disagree. Second, disagree. Third, neutral. Fourth, agree. And 5, strongly agreed. And online learning readiness scales will be determined from this Likert scale. And there are 5 measurement for these scales. They are directed learning, motivation for learning, computer or internet self-efficacy, learner control, and online communication self-efficacy. And last but not least, the data analysis. Excel and SPSS will be used to process and analyze all the data that are obtained from the questionnaire.
Assalamualaikum to Dr. Nur Fatihah. My name is Faziatun binti Saruji and my metric number is 69706. So I will explain about chapter 4, which is the result of our mini research. For this study, we have 50 respondents, and for the section A, which is gender, the majority is 27, which is male, and 23 is female. For race, we have 3 races, and the majority is Bumiputra, 28. The second highest is Chinese, 17, and lastly is other race, which is 5. Next, the age. The majority is 22 years old, which is 17, and both of 21 and 23 years old have 14 respondents, and the last one is 20 years old, which is 5. The last part for section A, which is year of study, the majority is year 2, 20 respondents. Next for is year 3, 18 respondents, and lastly is year 1, which is 12. Next is section B. So the scale that we use is Online Learning Readiness Scale by Hung et al. 2010. So in this section, we use descriptive statistics and one-way ANOVA. The one-way ANOVA is to test if there are differences of year of study and the 5 dimensions of the OLRS. So the first one, which is computer or internet self-efficacy, the students are confident with their skills in handling the learning software as well as Microsoft program, also using the internet to gather information. So the students' readiness are related with computer or internet self-efficacy. For the ANOVA test, the test of homogeneity variance, there is null hypothesis. The null hypothesis is rejected. So there is no significant difference for year of study and the computer or internet self-efficacy. Next is self-directed learning. So for the results, students are agreed that they carry their own study plans as well as seek assistance where they're facing problem for their learning lessons. And then the student choose neutral for set up learning goals, and they have a high expectations for their learning performance. So the students need the self-directed learning for online learning. So for the ANOVA test, in the multiple comparison, the null hypothesis is rejected. So there are significant difference in year of study. So year 1 and year 3, there is significant difference in self-directed learning. For year 2 and year 3, there are also significant difference in self-directed learning. But for year 1 and year 2, there is no significant difference in self-directed learning. For the third dimension, which is learner control, the students can direct their own learning progress, and also they cannot focus with some distractions. And then they repeated the online instructional materials. For the ANOVA test, for multiple comparison result, the null hypothesis is rejected. There is significant difference of year of study and the learner control. So for year 1 and year 3, there is significant difference in learner control. So for year 2 and year 3, there is also a significant difference in learner control. But for year 1 and year 2, there is no significant difference for learner control. Next, the fourth dimension of OLRS, which is motivation for learning. So the result is students are strongly agree with open new ideas as well as motivated to learn. They also agree that they make improvement for mistakes and like to share their ideas with others. So the students' readiness are related with motivation for learning. For the ANOVA test, for test of homogeneity variance, the null hypothesis is rejected. So there is no significant difference of year of study and the motivation for learning. So for the last dimension of OLRS, which is online communication self-efficacy, the result is the students are agree that they are confident in using online tools to communicate. And some students are strongly agree in expressing their feeling through text, but some choose neutral, so they are not sure to expressing their feeling. So next, they feel confident in posting questions in online discussion. So the students have a high need for online communication self-efficacy for their online learning readiness. So for the ANOVA test, the null hypothesis is accepted. So there is no significant difference for year of study and the online communication self-efficacy. So year 1, year 2, year 3, they have no differences for online communication self-efficacy. That's all from me. Thank you.
And finally, I'm going to talk about the conclusion and discussion. Through the ledger of this study, students answered that they have no difficulty of using online application, which is MS and also Zoom and WebEx. But they were struggling in learning control due to the online learning. Therefore, in order to solve this problem and create a more advanced online learning class, instructors and schools need to provide more learning-related materials and create more diverse communication method to overcome the limitation of communication online. Thank you. This is all from us. Thank you for watching this presentation.